Chofetz Chaim, and we're on page 59. And today we'll learn Sefer Shemiras Halashon, title Claims and Counterclaims. So it says, Rabbi Yochanan ben Dechavai said, do not distance yourself from equality that is without limit, and from a labor that is without end, which is very interesting. Right? Just because you cannot finish, it does not mean that you should not start. Same with the Torah learning. Right? When I remember many years when I first got into the Jewish bookstore and I saw all of these books, so I said, okay, forget it.
Yeah, no, this is what happens when I go into like Beit Midrash and I see all these books. I'm just like, you know.
Okay, but Hashem wants us to start, and He wants us to continue.
Right.
And it's not up to us how much we're going to do. I mean, we have to try as much as we can, and okay, continue. To what can this be compared? To someone who took water from the ocean and cast it into onto dry land. The ocean did not appear any less full, and the land did not become filled with water. The man grew frustrated. His employer said, "Foolish one, why are you upset? Each day you will receive gold coin for your work." It's from Rabbi Abbas the Rabbi Nassim. Okay. So basically, I learned this very long time ago. So I was working, and sometimes people get frustrated when boss tells them one thing, and then he said, no, that's redo it, please do it again. So many people in my office, I remember, got frustrated. I never got okay, he wants me to do this way. I mean, so I have another assignment for another week, 2 weeks, whatever. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I knew that I was being paid. Okay.
Right. It
So
didn't matter, but it's still but it still bothered you a little, right?
No. I mean, doesn't matter. They tell me what to do, and they're going to pay me for it. So why would it bother me? I mean, I did it the way I thought is proper. He said it's not, and I was always lucky. I was always fortunate that I have all of these bosses that are just geniuses, brilliant.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
so I mean, okay, so it's easy. All right, so continue. The quality to which the sage refers is Shmiras Halashon. So Shmiras Halashon means watching your mouth. The evil inclination seeks to discourage us from striving to develop this quality by way of the following argument. What benefit will you have from studying the law and concept of a proper speech? Are you really capable of guarding your tongue all your life? So that's the evil inclination, and many other people around us who are trying to discourage, right? So I really think that you're going to be such a holy person. Okay, I'm going to try. Right? That's supposed to be right answer. Try to avoid speaking Lashon Hara for even a day or two. And do you really think that you can avoid everything that one is forbidden to speak? Like all of the details, and in this book you're going to learn there are many details, all of the situations. In one situation, you're obligated to say, right, to step forward and say, for example, about the shidduch, somebody, or this this guy is a drug addict, right? And now maybe he's clean for I don't know 6 months, and he's getting married. He wants to get married, so he's trying to hide this fact. So you have to step forward and tell this lady, whatever she's going to do, it's not up to you, but it's not an option for you to keep quiet.
Right.
Yeah. Why? Or for example, for these other things, and it's about shidduch, so you must get quiet. Why they try to avoid that answer?
So try to avoid speaking Lashon for even a day. So basically, it's saying the Lashon Hara. The evil inclination is saying why are you learning to, why are you learning all these things about Lashon Hara? Like, you think it's going to be that easy to avoid everything? Like, you're going to be dealing with people left and right. You might, like, what's the point? Like, you're going to be talking to people every day, right? Is that what it's saying, pretty much? Because for me, I work in a...
Who do you think you are? You're going to remember all of this and you're going to hold yourself back all the times?
I remember in the beginning of my tshuva, when I used to go to work, I didn't say a word. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to hear from anybody. I work in a very hostile environment. Like, it's rough over there. I work in not a nice neighborhood.
Okay.
So for like 2-3 months, I was just listening to shiurs because we are allowed to listen to whatever we want in the thing. So I would listen to shiurs and I didn't want to talk to anybody. But after a while, you start getting less sensitive, like little by little. And now, like, because I was friends with everybody in the office, so, it's hard to, like, avoid talking to everybody for something, so that's why. And you hear things and you respond, and I catch myself like, oh, why did I say that? It's difficult because I'm still not sure what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not saying, what I'm allowed to hear, what I'm not allowed to hear.
Exactly. That's what this book is about.
Yeah. And I try to tell him, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, and I don't know. Sometimes I get curious, like, oh, I didn't hear that, like, I don't know. It's difficult. This is very difficult.
It is difficult, but there is a reward for every time you tempted to say and you don't say, and you tempted to hear the end of the story, and then you pull yourself back. I don't want to. Okay. Why you are a man of the world? You have dealings with scores of people, exactly as you said, right? So I mean, how are you going to keep quiet, right? Don't even attempt to acquire this quality. It simply cannot be done. So that's it's a Harais talking. God in one's time requires constant vigilance. It is when they say vigilance, meaning what? So even sometimes, as you just said, you sleep from time to time, but at least you know that you did something wrong. So that's a big step forward. So next time, so you would be more vigilant, and in this, at least in the same situation with that same person, you're not going to make the same mistake. So you would know, like, what people to avoid. People are not so easily changed, right? So this person I have to avoid. That's it. Okay. It is relevant countless times a day. Every day of a person's life, and it applies to virtually every situation that can occur between man and his fellow. Right? I mean, that's how we communicate. We talk to each other. Rabbi Yochanan ben Dechabai teaches us that this is simply not true. One should not distance himself from this quality, which indeed is without limit, as we shall explain. Okay, so commentary. There is not a labor without end, in which the passage speaks is that of Torah study. As we said, so. Okay. Let's put a bookmark. Yes, so we're going to do half a day. It's not full day, but half a day. Okay. So let's start. So Rabbi suggested that we do Hilchot De'ot. So it's page. 1 second.
Yeah, I've been reading the introduction before, this way.
So in introduction to what?
In the book that you told me to get.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to skip, at least for now.
Yeah.
We're going to skip Hilchot Yesodei HaTorah because it's a little deeper, a little more philosophical. I mean, it's very important, but let's skip it for now.
Okay, so where are we going?
We're going page 252.
252.
So there is no page number, but it says Hilchot De'ot.
Yeah. Hilchot De'ot, the laws of personality development. Okay.
So we start from here. There is a lot to discuss. So let me start, and then.
Yeah.
So it's the laws of personality development included in this text the 11 mitzvot. So basically, all of this Mishneh Torah, it's a Halachah book. It's not a suggestion.
Right.
So when Rambam is saying something, it is a Halachah. That's what we must do. Okay. So in this Hilchot De'ot 11, right? They comprise of the following: number 1, to imitate his ways, meaning Hashem's ways. Number 2, to cling to those who know him, meaning to Rabbi, to sages, to other people, right? People. Number 3, to love others, very important. Number 4, to love converts. Number 5, not to hate one's fellow Jews. Number 6, to admonish a wrongdoer, right? Number 7, not to shame. Number 8, not to oppress the unfortunate. Number 9, not to gossip. That's what we saw in the previous book. Number 10, not to take revenge. Number 11, not to bear grudge. These mitzvahs I explained in the following chapter. So we go to the next chapter. So basically, the way that we learn, we read from the beginning the whole Halachah. So chapter 1, Halachah 1, from the beginning to the end, and then we go to the back. Then we go back and read like each line with a commentary.
Okay.
Otherwise, it does not make any sense. And sometimes, just so you know, sometimes there are like several commentaries in one sentence. So you every time we start the sentence from the beginning. So it's a continuation. Otherwise, you're going to lose the idea. Especially the first few are very long. They're very long commentary, but they're very beneficial.
Okay, all right. So start us off, and I'll see how you do it, so I know how to review it after.
Okay, so you want me to start one Halachah?
Yeah, start.
Okay.
After our class, I'm going to review it, and I'll know how to proceed next time.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Sounds good. Okay, chapter 1, Halachah 1. Each and every man possesses many character traits. Each trait is very different and distant from the other. One type of man is wrathful. He's constantly angry. In a contrast, there is the calm individual who is never moved to anger. Or if at all, he will be slightly angry, perhaps once during the period of several years. There is a prideful man and one who is exceptionally humble. There is a man ruled by appetites. He will never be satisfied from pursuing his desires. So appetites mean like any appetites. It's not only food, right?
Yeah.
And conversely, the very pure heart, who does not desire even a little that the body needs. There is a greedy man who cannot be satisfied with all the money in the world. As Koheles 5:9 states, a lover of the money never has his fill of the money. In a contrast, there is a man who puts a check on himself. He is satisfied with even a little, which is not enough for his needs. And he does not bother to pursue and attain what he lacks. There is a little miser. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know why I say little. There is a miser who torments himself with hunger, gathering his possession close to himself. Whenever he spends a penny on his own, he does it with a great pain. Conversely, there is a spendthrift who consciously wastes his entire fortune. All the other traits follow the same pattern of contrast. For example, the overly elated and the depressed. So overly elated, like it's all funny to him. He's always in a good mood. Okay. The stingy and free-handed. The cruel and the soft-hearted. The coward and the rash and the like. Okay, so that's it. We go to the beginning and we do the same with the commentary. So any questions, any comments? Just start.
So far, so good.
No. When are we going to read? I'm sure we're going to have. So just it's a normal to start. Okay. Okay. From the beginning, each and every man possesses many character traits. Each trait is very different from and distant from the other. Okay, commentary number 1. Many commentaries assume that Rambam means that there are many personality types, which he proceeds to describe. For example, an angry man, the calm man, etc. They quote various sources in support to this viewpoint. Among them, Brachot 58a, whoever sees the multitude of Jews recite the blessing. Blessed is Hashem, right? The wise who knows the hidden secrets. Because just as the nature are not similar, their nature is not similar, neither their faces. So meaning when you see it, so that's the explanation. When you see so many people, so you say this blessing because they're all different. All of these faces different, and all of the characters are different. All of they're very different from each other. However, by stating that the many character traits are possessed by each and every man, so it's a little different, right? The Rambam is implying more than that there are people with different traits. So meaning one person have multiple traits, right? And they could be in different opposites, in up to like different extremes.
Right. So somebody basically saying it's kind of like a person who is prideful can also be like not he's proud, but he's not cheap, right? Like he can have many traits, right? Like
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that he's all bad. It just he has this one trait that's bad. That's it.
Exactly. So that's what our sages teach us. All of this. There is famous question. Why these Rishonim, sinners, right? Why they enjoy this life? So Hashem has something to pay them for, right? In their life, maybe they gave $1 to a homeless guy. Maybe they I don't know. They give some other tzedakah.
Yeah.
Maybe they put a tefillin once in their lifetime, right? By the koisel. Okay, continue. Though the Moren Novechim, the God to perplex, Volume 2, Chapter 4, Rambam himself elaborates upon that idea. Here his intent is different. So Moren Novechim is more like more like a philosophical book, right? Here he's teaching us Halachah. Basically, this is those are extremes. So just to draw a little roadmap, right? But you have to stick to the middle. Except a few things, I think few character traits, two, right? But otherwise, you have to stay in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He's emphasizing the degree to which each individual personality is a combination of different traits. As you said, it's that just because he's angry does not mean that he's stingy, right? Which may be unrelated and even distant from each other. Okay, all of these character traits. Okay, anger, generosity, and modesty, for example, can be found together in the same person. Anger, generosity, and modesty. Much in the same way that the tenants of all sorts, unrelated to each other, can be housed in a common building. That's I think it's a genius comparison.
That is a genius. Yeah.
They if you ask them where do you live, they're going to give you almost the same address. The only difference is apartment number, but otherwise all of these things are the same.
Yeah.
You understand? But they are as different as they could be. To illustrate these traits, Rambam employs concrete examples of extreme personalities, so that the contrast can be appreciated more easily. So yeah. Okay, so we go back and continue after note number 1.
Mm-hmm.
One type of man is wrathful. He's constantly angry. In a contrast, there is a calm individual who never moved to anger. Never moved to anger, number 2. Obviously, anger is obviously anger of passivity, and not or passivity. I apologize. Obviously, anger or passivity are not these individuals' only traits. Surely they share full spectrum of human emotions. However, in these individuals, these traits are most prominent. Right? See Halachah 2, chapter 2, Halachah 3, for further discussion of the anger. And that's what people make a mistake with. So they identify people by one of their traits. Right? So the guy is angry. So of course, maybe anger is the most noticeable of his character traits, but it's not the only one. Okay, so let's do from the beginning. In a contrast, so this sentence from the beginning. In a contrast, there is calm individual who is never moved to anger, or if at all, he will be slightly angry, perhaps one during the period of 7 years. Continue. There is a prideful man, and the one who is exceptionally humble. Okay, exceptionally humble, number 3. Chapter 2, Halakha 3 also deals at length with the contrast between pride and humility. Okay, so that's actually one of the exceptions. From pride, you have to go like all the way to the opposite extreme. Number 3. Okay, continue after number 3. There is a man. There is a man ruled by his appetites, and he will never be satisfied from pursuing his desires. Commentary number 4. Kachelet Rabbah 134 states, no person will die having accomplished even half of that desire. So I'm sure that he heard it many times. Right? So no, one more time. No person will die having accomplished even half of his desires. So I could have done this, could have, would have, and stuff like that. Right? This statement is difficult to comprehend, since there appear to be many successful individuals who achieve their desires. Nevertheless, their accomplishments do not mean that their desires will have been satisfied. Right? As if you listen to Rabbi Rubin long enough, so he said it many times, especially in the olden days. So especially in a story when he said when he made $1 million or 1.5 million in 1 month, and everybody said like, what is next? You're going to retire? You're going to this, that? Or you're going to party? He said, no, I'm just working. Going to continue working.
Oh, Rabbi, you're wrong.
Yeah. Right. So
it's the thing. Yeah. That's how I grabbed the sentence. It's like no person will die having accomplished even half of what he did. It means like, you know, I mean, to me, it seems like no matter what you do, even half, quarter, or all of it, like your life isn't over. Like it's not something you're going to take with you, you know, like in a way, like when you die, like, you know, it's not like that's it. You accomplished half of what your goal is, and that's it. Like
no. What's that? Here we're talking about money.
Right.
Yeah. Here we're talking about money specifically.
Oh, okay. One person. So desires. Well, I don't know. I thought it was being general, like with everything.
No. But then said no person died having accomplished even half of what he desires. Okay. The statement is difficult to comprehend, since there appears to be many successful individuals who achieve their desires. Nevertheless, the accomplishment do not mean that their desires will have been satisfied.
Right.
As the medrash continues, a person who possesses, so it's continue business, 100 silver pieces desires 200. One who possesses 200 desires 400. Desire itself is never satisfied. Instead, it puts a person on a constantly moving treadmill with ever-increasing aims. As soon as one reaches one goal, he instinctively begins to pursue it in pursuit of another. No, you're right. I apologize. I think, I mean, the example, yeah, I just remember the example. So it was about money. So about money, it's 100%, but about all other things, it's also,
right?
all of the ambitions, right?
The way I see it is like, oh, somebody wants to get a house, a nice big house, and then what? You get the big house, then what? You want the nice cars, and then you get the nice cars, and then what? Then you get the nice wife, and then you get the nice girlfriend, and you get the nice vacation. Where does it end? It doesn't end.
Yes.
I look at my friend. I have a friend who, Beezrat Hashem, one day I hope he does tshuva, and I look at him, and he's very smart and successful. Like he knows how to make money. But nothing ever satisfies him. Like he'll make money here, but it's not enough. He needs to keep going. And then he'll make money there, and it's not enough. He needs to keep going. And then he needs to do this. And one tattoo is not enough. And he needs this and that. And I'm just like, where does it end? Where are you taking all that? This is after I'm thinking in my head, like where does it end? There's no end to it.
But you can ask him this question also.
I do. I have. He's like, oh, he's my best friend. He's a very proud person. It's very difficult to get through, He's a very big klipa.
Maybe we're going to, Beezrat Hashem, not maybe, for sure, we're going to learn some things that are going to help you and I to help these people.
Maybe.
To explain them better. Rambam goes to the core of the issue. Right? That one leads to another. Okay, so continue. It was number 4. So one more time the sentence. Where's number 4? There is a man. There is a man ruled by his appetites. He will never be satisfied from pursuing his desires. So you're right. It's not only about money. Example was about money, but it's about all appetites. Right? And conversely, they're very pure of heart. They're very pure of heart, who does not desire even little that the body needs. So commentaries say, this pair of contrasting personality types, deals with the person's appetites, which can be satisfied by sensual experience. For example, gluttony is stimulated and satisfied by taste. Okay, we know where it's coming from. What is it?
I have that problem.
Gluttony?
Gluttony, yeah. Like, sweets especially, like I can't stop eating. Like even just one, I can't stop.
Okay, I mean, that's a problem of most of the people. Okay. In a contrast, the traits mentioned below, the desire of money or lack or desire or lack of desire for it do not involve the senses. So it's very interesting, because even like the way I understand, so even the person is glutton and he likes to eat meat. I don't know, whatever he likes. Okay, so he can eat one piece of meat. Okay, 2, but that's it. He cannot eat any longer, right? And maybe he would feel even sick from all this meat that he ate. But with money, it's not like that. Even you don't touch the money, you just not you, but somebody open his bank account and he sees all of this big money, thousands, right? So that's different thing. Okay, so continue. There is a greedy man who cannot be satisfied with all the money in the world. As Koheles 5:9 states, a lover of money never has his fill of money. So the one who loves money never has enough. Never. Number 7. Here the Rambam describes an example where the desire of money becomes a goal.
Okay, do number 6.
Wow. Thank you very much. I don't know what happened. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. So go to the beginning then. Thank you. There is a greedy man who cannot be satisfied. Number 6. Literally, whose soul is never satisfied. Soul never satisfied. So I mean, right? Which makes sense. Like comparing to the previous case where he ate whatever he ate. I mean, there is a satisfaction, right? Because the satisfaction comes from the body. Here, the satisfaction should come from the soul, but it will never be. Perhaps the Rambam uses soul both here and with regard to a man ruled by his sensual appetite, because it is the desire that characterizes the man. So desire meaning that as we said, the guy is a glutton, right? So desires come from the soul, not from the body. Right? Body can be satisfied with if you eat bread, right? So you don't need to eat fancy schmancy food to feel like satiated, right? So you eat I don't know, 3-4 pieces of bread, and that's it. You're satiated, right? You're full.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the soul, the soul, wants more. Soul meaning it's a harap.
You think that the soul is never satisfied? It's always searching for something, in a way, right? It's always
if it is his trait, because as we said, the counter to this guy that even the little that his body needs, he does not want it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, even deprive himself from a little that he should we're going to learn. Person would have to eat like normal food if he knows that something is not good, right? Not healthy. He has to stop, right? Or something is healthy. Maybe it costs a little more. That's what he should get, right? Like in the middle of the sentence. So because I'm going to start a little before.
It's okay.
Because it is the desire that characterizes man, not the performance of the action as such. So desire characterizes man, not the performance as such. So basically, that's the idea here in this Hilchot De'ot, how to apply your mind to change your character. A man may never indulge in his passion of food, or actually amass money, and yet be gluttonous or greedy. One more time, the sentence. Man may never indulge his passion for food, or actually amass money, and yet be gluttonous or greedy. Though in practice,
so he's saying basically, is he saying that even though a person will never get the amount of money that he wants, or will never get the food, or will never get the food, or he won't have that passion for food, he can still be gluttonous or greedy, right?
I understood it a little differently.
How did you understand?
Okay, so let me read it again, and I'm going to tell you how I understand. A man may never indulge in his passion for food, or actually amass amount of money, and yet be gluttonous and greedy. So basically, at some point, like how much food he can eat, how much money. I mean, it is enough money, right? For example, he has his apartment, right? He's living an apartment. Let's say, or he paid off this apartment, whatever. Like
Right.
it's his. I mean, he has a little job. It's enough. It's enough. Or whatever he has everything. So on the surface, he should be satisfied. Why he's not satisfied? And same is gluten. I mean, he ate. I mean, how much he can eat, right? You stop. So it's not. So they what the way I understand it says that it's coming from another source. This need for more, it's coming from another source.
Okay.
Though in practice his ability to gratify his ambitions may be limited by his external factors, the desires of his soul are nonetheless unlimited. So I mean the external factors. I mean, okay. So how many houses do you want? How much food do you need? Right. So I mean, he's satisfied. He has place to live, right? But his desires tell him, no, you have you need a bigger place. You need a huge, I don't know, be in the center of everything. Okay. So it was number 6. So let's do from the beginning. So there is a greedy man who cannot be satisfied with all the money in the world. As Koheles states, a lover of money never has his fill of money. Number 7. Here the Rambam describes an example where the desire of money becomes a goal in itself. In a contrast, a man who gathers money so that he can buy things or achieve power is not interested in money per se. Although he may be faulted for different reasons, he is not greedy for money. So you understand this? So it's some people they try to accumulate money. Period. Some people want to get more money in order to buy more things. So what the commentators say, it's not exactly the same. Okay, so continue. On the other hand, the lover of money, money itself becomes his reason the trend. I mean, that's the only reason he wants more money. Like the stories about people like they're very rich and they live in a shady house and drive a car from 25 years ago, rusty and stuff like that. So basically, why would you do that? I mean, you can buy yourself a normal house, you can buy yourself a normal car. So if you want to be humble, that's humble mean, right? But people like do overboard. So one of the reasons, not always, but one of the reasons they're greedy. They want they try to accumulate as much money as possible. Okay, continue. After number 7, in a contrast, there is a man who puts a check on himself. He is satisfied. Okay, no, let's stop here. In a contrast, there is a man who puts check on himself. Number 8. Literally, he cuts himself short. As a Kings 2, 1926 employs this similar usage of the root. I think it's kitzer or ketzer. The inhabitants and the inhabitants are broken without shorthand.
With short.
Exactly. Thank you. And the inhabitants are broken with shorthand. There is a weakened or useless arms. Short himself. I'm not sure what is it.
So shortened mean they're like short arms. No, I guess it's like a metaphor. Like you can't reach it, or you're not strong enough to get it, or they just don't work. Your arms don't work. Like you know, useless arms.
Okay.
And I think that's what right, or broken arms, right? So he basically employs similar use of root, and the habits are broken with shortened. But what is he talking about?
I'm not sure. Let me check this verse. 1926. 1 second. I'm going to get back 1 second.
Are broken.
I don't even remember what is it about. 1926. Sometimes when you see it in a context,
Yeah.
Okay, so it says, what is it? Yeshayahu's encouraging prophecy. Okay, so it's Yeshayahu is talking. Okay. Okay, so it says, the inhabitants were short of power, crushed and ashamed. They were like a herbage of the field and grassy vegetation, like the grass on a rooftop, like the stalks wind blasted before standing full. So somebody's broken, somebody's crushed. Okay. So the idea. Okay. How does it help us? Let's see. Cut himself short. Okay, so cut himself short, meaning that he abstains. That's the idea.
Right. No, it's just that's what I thought. But why is he saying the inhabitants are broken? That's what I'm like. Okay, they're broken. Like meaning what? Like why are they broken? That's what I'm confused about. Like I understand that they cut themselves short. Like they don't. They stop themselves from going after their desires. What does that mean that they're broken? That's what I'm a little confused about.
No, so this is actually the verse from the Kings.
Oh, okay.
So that's how he said why he translated this word in the same way. Because he said there is Kings. It's not his translation. So there are many commentaries that commented on Rambam.
Right.
And this person, the translator, just put everything together. Very convenient.
Just like that. I see.
So that's of course, and he incorporated the meaning of how they explain into the translation itself. That's why, and sometimes he has to explain himself why he translated like that.
Okay.
Okay. So one more time. In a contrast, there is a man who puts check on himself. He is satisfied with even a little, which is not enough for his needs, even not enough for his needs. And he does not bother to pursue and attain what he lacks. Number 9. This is a lazy man who will not bestir himself even for that which is necessary. In chapter 2, Halachah 7, this type is described clearly as lazy and idler. So, as we said, I mean, Hashem gave us life, right? And he gave us this body, and we have to take care of the body. We have to do everything possible not to shorten our lives. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is the description too. So when he does not get even let's say the guy say, I'm going to eat only bread for whatever reason. So in bread, not enough nutrients, right, for the body to perform. I mean,
Right.
To survive, if you don't have a choice, that's what you must do. But otherwise, that's not proper way, right? So we call him lazy and idler. Okay. This is the description too in Rambam's introduction to Avot Shmona Parakim, chapter 4. Okay. So next sentence. There is a miser. Okay, let's see the miser number 10. In contrast to the lover of money mentioned above, the miser is not as bent on acquiring new wealth as much of hoarding the money and possessions he has. So lover of money, he's trying to make more money, right? So he can spend money. Miser does not want to spend money. That's I mean, it sounds like similar, but they're not the same.
Mm-hmm. Like he's a hoarder. Like he doesn't want to get rid of anything. Like he doesn't want to share.
Exactly.
Yeah, like.
So, but and he's not trying to increase his fortune. You know,
right. That's just saving. He's just saving.
Exactly.
He's just saving, not spending. Just saving. Just completely like clogging himself with his desire.
Yeah.
Close. Okay.
So I mean, as you said, very close, but not the same.
Right.
Right. I mean, the similarity that both of them love money, but one love whatever he has. Right. So he's very close to whatever he has, and the other one wants more, whatever he does not have.
Right.
So we can say that that's the difference. Okay, continue from the beginning of the sentence. There is a miser who torments himself with hunger, gathering a possession close to himself. Okay, 11. The terminology Rambam uses emphasizes that miser need to be close to his money and possessions. Wow. Similarly, but not exactly corresponding, expression are found in the Torah, Proverbs 13:11, and the Talmud Bava Kama 88. Okay, let me see. Continuation. Okay, no continuation. Continue. Next sentence. Whenever he spends a penny on his own, and this guy miser, he does so with a great pain. Conversely, there is a spendthrift who constantly wastes the entire fortune. Okay. In Hulin 84b gives example for such a behavior: wearing linen clothing, using glass utensils, and hiring workers without supervising them. So it's wearing linen clothing. So today is not as expensive. I mean, but maybe most people.
Back then, yeah, it was.
Yeah, but I mean,
it was expensive. I mean, back then, I'm sure it was expensive, right?
Yeah. Back then it was very expensive. Right now, it's more expensive than cotton, but maybe twice as much. So you're not going to go broke because you bought 5 linen shorts. But let's put it right. Okay. Glass utensil. Glass was very expensive, handmade, and easily breakable. So today they add all of the things into glass, right? So metals, and so it's not pure glass. There are many, it's composite. And hiring workers without supervising them. So yeah, I know exactly. One of my neighbors were doing renovation, and this guy, the contractor, would leave his workers and go to another work site. So they were drinking coffee like 6 hours a day. You understand? So it's of course he paid him salary, but they knew whenever he would come back, so they would work a little and make a lot of noise in the neighborhood. But otherwise, it was way waste of money. Okay. And all other traits follow the same pattern in a contrast. For example, the overly elated and the depressed. Number 13. Rambam is not referring to the average optimist and pessimist. Right? It's not. Rather he described personality who would give a grip on reality, who would not give a grip on reality. Meaning when he's too happy. Right? I'm not sure how to read the Veinun. Not sure. Is a term when is the use for the bereaved. Onain then. Okay. Onain is a term used for bereaved who was not yet buried. He's dead. And Mechalel, other extreme, is used by Yirmiyah 51:7, refers to the state of intoxication and delirious drunkenness. So let's try to understand this. Okay. So one is onain. So basically before lawling. So if somebody passes away, so a person have to take care of the burial. So until he took care of the burial, he's exempt from many things. I think from all of the positive commandments, he's exempt.
Who's
until he buried his relative.
Right.
So because he's preoccupied with running around, finding plot and make all of this arrangement, this Havra Kadisha stuff like that. So that's why he's exempt. Right? But if Havra Kadisha, let's say they taken over, they say we're going, they take the body and stuff like that. So from that time he's not obligated. I mean he can do the mitzvahs. Some can do, some are not obligated. Okay. So meaning that the person cannot be like all his life like he's preoccupied with burial of his father, right? That he does not know what to do and where to run, and he's so depressed, right? On another hand, he cannot be like all of these drunkards, right? He always happy, whatever, right? Always happy, also not good. So one more time the sentence from the beginning. All other traits follow the same pattern of the contrast. For example, the overly elated and the depressed, the stingy and free-handed. Okay, free-handed, number 14. Our translation is clearly evident from Hilchas Matnot Ainanim. So it's about poor people. 7:11. It follows that. I don't want to pronounce because I don't want to mispronounce. I represent the opposite extreme. Okay. See also Ibn Ezra Yeshayahu 32:5. The difference.
Wait, Hilchot Matanyot is about poor people?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Hilchot Matnot Aniyanim. Ani is a poor person. Yeah.
Okay.
It follows that. Continue. The difference between this pair of traits and the miser spendthrift pair mentioned above is that the latter refers to the person's conduct toward himself, while the former refers to the conduct with regard to the others. Right. So one is. So one is stingy and free hand. Right. So he's stingy to himself. Right. So miser is maybe stingy to the others, but he's not stingy for himself. For himself, he's going to get I don't know, whatever the 5-star dinner. But for others, he would give them an apple and say that's very helpful for you.
Right.
It's very good for you to eat apples. Right. So that's the miser. But stingy, he's even stingy to himself for himself.
Right.
The stingy may, unlike the miser, may spend money for his own needs. Okay, so it's opposite. I apologize. The stingy man may, unlike the miser, may spend the money for his own needs, but is tight-fisted when others are concerned. So it's opposite what I said. Okay. By the same token, the free-handed man need not necessarily indulge himself. Free-handed man need not necessarily indulge himself.
Right. So somebody who gives money doesn't spend on himself, but he likes to give out money on others, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Though he's generous, given charity. Right. So it's not like he spends on himself, but he spends and gives charity. Okay. Though this may sound praiseworthy, when taken to extremes, it can also prove dangerous, because a person may hurt himself in the process of giving excessively to another. See Lechem Mishneh. So basically, we have that's why we have this limitation in Halachah that we cannot give more than 20%. Unless person is exceptionally rich, so otherwise we will not. And our sages explain why not, because if he gives away more than 20%, there is a big chance that tomorrow he also going to be in need.
Right.
So they say we hardly can keep up with these poor people. Now you're going to send us yourself also. Just give 20% and not be poor. Okay. So one more time. So we can start after number 14. The cruel and the soft-hearted, right? The cruel, soft-hearted, the coward and the rash and the like. So number 15. We find longer treatment of the personal characteristic in Rambam, Shmona Prakim, chapter 4. Actually, just recently the Shmona Prakim. Very interesting. Okay, so.
Okay.
So how much time we have, or we stop here?
Yeah, let's stop here. I want to review this, and then we'll continue next week. Yeah, and then we'll see how it goes. But so far, I like it like this.
Okay. Hashem. Very happy.
All right. Shkoyach. Thank you.